What's up, everyone? To Light on Fiends Podcast. This is episode 53.
53.
Vix Gamer.
Adamar.
Today you can see us. We're, not in the best place due to
Rundown.
unforeseen plan. Rundown or stop playing.
Nasty.
Yo! He said... Oh,
I'm just kidding.
Let's go to your place. Let's go to your place.
Hey, alright, relax. This place is beautiful, actually.
This week, as everyone knows, we're doing legendary 9-star Hegemon body art.
Legendary.
You didn't let me finish. Usually legendary.
Okay.
This week, that shit got demoted.
Honestly, not just because this week. I think the last, including this,
let's say
two times before, it's been the last 3.
At least 500 chapters of mediocrity.
Straight mediocrity since 4K.
Yeah.
I think the one good moment we had, because actually I remember around the 4K chapters marks, is when he got Dragon Roars of the 9 Heavens or something.
Yeah.
And that was like the one epic moment. But right before, what do you call it? The Weak Chen Saga?
Weak Chen Saga. That's what the comments in Wuxia World are talking about. Weak Chen Saga.
He has been very weak.
It's not been fun.
I think ever since he had Divine Lord, I'd say.
Yeah.
Divine Lord, Immortal King, World King, we were wrong. He's not a Divine Venerer yet, but he's on the cusp.
Also, tell me, we were talking about this.
Mm-hmm.
Bro, I mean, we've mentioned this obviously before, but we're going to mention it again. The 7-star battle armor just didn't hit, bro.
Mm-hmm.
It was supposed to hit like crack, and it didn't.
And they just said, so guys, we're going to tell you right now. We're not talking through all these 150 chapters, because you know what?
It wasn't that important.
It was, yeah, exactly.
It literally was fluff. Fluff that you don't give a shit about.
There was a Doyen battle, and I would even, it's supposed to be an important battle, because the guy gets away and we find him again. But then the only important parts of Doyen, we find out Doyens are ranked 1 through 9. We don't even know if 9's the cap, but it seems like 9's the cap. And then they have another extra power where, it's either you're a Doyen or you're a fully awakened Doyen with your stars manifested.
Yeah.
And basically, through these 150 chapters, we ran through the first ever Doyen to be awakened in the 9 heavens and 10 lands. So now there's millions and trillions of Doyens they're actually so mediocre that a 1-star Doyen isn't worth anything anymore.
Yeah. And also, it was really funny how they said the first awakened 9-star Doyen. So it was kind of epic. And then a few chapters later, I think it was the Earth. I don't know if it was the Earth Cauldron. He was like, Did you really think that was the first awakened Doyen? They were just, playing games to make themselves look better.
Well, Nether Dragon, I think, what's his name? Nether Dragon Tianzo. He was not the first 9-star. He was the first awakened Doyen.
Yeah, no, but I'm saying, it was supposed to be, a big event.
Yeah.
And then it was, but they were just, playing everybody. Because obviously there were other awakened Doyens. He just publicly made it first.
Yeah. So, guys, instead of going through the chapters, we're talking shit all day. Alright, that's what we're doing. Because we don't care anymore, alright? These 150 chapters, plus the 150 chapters before that, and the 150 chapters before that, just mediocre.
The only things that's, going good for the novel is, the lore drops that are happening.
The lore drops have been epic.
The previous history. Whenever we run into a 9-star...
Mm-hmm.
We ran into a 9-star again this time.
And
he was dead, though.
And he's at the Sage King level.
Yeah.
Which is another...
That's the next level, the Sage King.
Yeah, so there's 3 levels to Eternity.
I don't
Eternals,
I don't like that
Saints,
title.
Sage King. This is where, we're going to start talking shit, alright? Because they made Sage King such an epic thing. And then, I don't know if you noticed throughout these chapters, bro, they were starting to say you're the human Sage King. There's other Sage Kings, which there's not. And then, they just made Sage Kings cabbages. Because they're going to be cabbages. And, we also find out in the 9th world that opened up isn't a 9th world. So,
it's a passageway.
But that was bullshit because, the esoteric spirit world that we were just in, where we were going through all this, fighting and stuff.
Yeah.
We found out, we were told that was the passage. Now there's another passage onto the passage.
Yeah.
So there's 2 passages to get to the 9th world. Ridiculous.
Just call it old passageway.
Exactly. Just call it a deeper passage.
Yeah.
Because basically the inhabitants of the 9th world of the heavens, they call it the 9th world of the heavens, but they're just actually
they're basically
closer to the
their
9th
own
world.
You can just think of them as outskirts. It's
Yeah.
like if you lived. It's like you live in a country.
Yeah.
And there's the capital. It's like the holy capital, and it's like all we're seeing other people on the outskirts of the capital. Like, oh, we're next to the capital.
Yeah.
We're those types. It's like no, like if I go to the real capital, those people are gonna look at you like as the way they're gonna think we're the same because we're not in the capital.
Not everybody will understand this, but maybe it's pretty universal. I think if you ever met somebody that's from Massachusetts, anywhere you guys live, and they're like, they're from Boston. They're not from Boston.
No.
We say we're from Boston. We're not from Boston.
No,
right?
we live near Boston.
We live near Boston.
But we're not actually... I wasn't born in... Well, actually, technically I was. But, like, I wasn't raised in Boston.
Yeah. I wasn't born or raised
I was born in a
Boston.
hospital in Boston.
Yeah.
And then but then I was raised in a town nearby.
Exactly.
But we say Boston because, like, you're not going to hear a name like Wachusett or something.
Yeah.
You're like, what the hell is that?
Exactly.
Like, this is, it's like, no, Boston, because that's what everyone's just going to recognize.
And another thing, I honestly don't even think this is an outskirts type of thing. I think they're like a minor world on the edges almost.
That benefits from the ninth
Yeah,
heaven. So,
yeah.
like, they're a minor world. It's like, oh, we're better than even your eighth
Yeah.
heaven because
Yeah.
we have ninth heaven energy.
And that's ridiculous.
It is ridiculous.
A minor world is better than the entire eighth heaven. Except maybe once the ninth heaven opens up, all the random Sage Kings in the eight heavens will magically show up because, they just couldn't survive in the lackluster energy.
Yeah.
They've been saying stuff like that.
Well, because, I mean, they even mentioned the Longshan, what was this, the senior, the barbarian dragon, who was like, the world can't hold you.
Yeah,
Of
exactly.
energy. And I was like, what?
Yeah, bro. That's the...
Eighth heaven?
I just know that's the excuse for all the cabbages to come out later. Once, like, they leave the ninth heaven, and all of a sudden there's, like, a whole bunch of hidden monsters.
I already mentioned it, bro.
And then,
Mentioned it for the dragon, right?
Yeah, I want to start it here, guys, too. We started these 150 chapters with a 30-chapter fight with the first Awakened Doyen that, in retrospect, if I was looking at just the 30 chapters, and I got, like, a little bit of background information, I just saw this fight, I think it's pretty cool.
Yeah.
I'll be honest. But the fact that we know that as he is the first Awakened Doyen, we know he's trash. Like, no offense. Like, within a couple chapters, we're going to find somebody better. And we did. So it was like, what's the point of, like, 30 chapters for a fight we know is, like, dog shit?
Yeah, they nullified the fight.
Yeah, and I feel like that's why the only big fights that are really cool are, like, people who are named, Like, before you fight them. Like, Long Aocean... We know about him. The fight's gonna be cool because he's Long Aocean. Mm-hmm. Like any of I can't remember his name. Divine Veteran Brahma. Any of his people. Those fights will be cool because you're getting closer to the final boss. Mm-hmm. But like any random person that's the new like biggest it guy, like it's not doing it for me anymore.
I think it also sucks that some of the monstrous lineages that they were talking about. Like, they appeared before Ninth Heaven. Mm-hmm. So it feels like when we get to Ninth Heaven, like, what are they going to add there? Yeah. Because remember, in the past, because, the Human Emperor line, that was supposed to be, like, top peak humanity. Yep. And obviously, Jia Guhong's last. And he is epic. He is. But, like, he's by himself, so it doesn't count. Mm-hmm. And then there's the Yi. I think it's Yi? Yeah. Yi bloodline. And, what's his face? Mo Neon. Mo Neon, yeah. Bro, he literally shat on him. Yep. In his coffin. You're right. I forgot about that. Mo Neon's the dog for that. Yeah, for real. Oh my god. So that unless they post some bullshit like, oh no, all along the other three Human Emperor lineages, they were just in hiding. I was like, man. I was in hiding. And as soon as I saw the Heavens Can't Hold You line, I was like, oh, they're gonna pop out once like the Primal Chaos energy comes out. And we also one cool thing we saw was that it seems like the 8 heavens, their Primal Chaos energy is getting sucked by the young Zhu. How do you say? Young Zhu Flame. Oh, Yanju Flame. Yeah, the Yanju Flame is sucking up all of the Primal Chaos energy, which is why they don't have any Primal Chaos energy like circulating. Primal Chaos Ki.
circulating through the.
Oh, I forgot about that. It appeared.
Yeah.
Did anything ever happen to it afterward? It just appeared?
Basically, it just showed up and it absorbed all the primal chaos energy, and then it disappeared. So they literally just show up and suck the 8 heavens dry and then disappear.
Man.
We find out the Yangju flames are what's in between the 8 heavens and the 9th heaven. They just suck up the 8 heavens energy. So they're very, very bad people, because as soon as they get out the way, like, the energy might circulate through the 9 heavens again. And then I'll open another golden era.
See, I just want I want them to start talking about, like, start revealing the secrets that happened back then.
Oh, like why everything is the way it is now?
Yeah, I rather than the fluff we get, it's like, can't you just send them to, like, an ancient ruin and start excavating, bro? Like,
yeah.
Like, can we get some more secrets? Like, I hate the Earth Cauldron, bro. That guy is so annoying.
He just drops dead.
He's like, is this energy? ... I'm like, bro, what is it? And the comments are like, what is it? It's like, stop.
He was doing that a lot.
He does it all the time.
What other thing was, like, kind of lackluster? Let's see.
Oh, when we met the mixed beast race.
Yeah.
He went in there, did his classic,
pig
to disguise as a pig.
To eat the tiger.
To eat the tiger, yeah.
Yeah. He was just...
We've seen that so many times, it's not that... I don't want to see it again.
To be honest, I think it was... I didn't mind it. I think just the power scaling was so bad. Because, like...
Oh, yeah, his power scaling doesn't make sense anymore.
And to be honest, I think it's the author... Like, obviously it's the author's fault. But, I mean, I think it's how the author is writing it. Because I actually don't think that, like, his power scaling is messed up. I think the author, the way he describes Long Chen's reactions are, like, wrong. Like, obviously it sounds weird for the author to be wrong. But, like, for example... He was, like, getting scared of, like, a 6-star Doyen or something.
Yeah.
But then he was fighting on even footing with, like, an 8-star Doyen. Well, I think the 8-star Doyen wasn't confirmed, but at least the 7-star Doyen he was. And then it's like, how are you scared of a 6-star Doyen if you're able to fight a 7 or 8-star Doyen? And, like, he shouldn't be scared of that 6-star Doyen. It should be, like, he looks at him and maybe he acts scared, but that's not what the author writes. So, like, you think... Like, the author is saying Long Chen, like, what is it,
chills down his spine.
Exactly that. He chills down his spine, this is that. And it was like, that shouldn't be happening.
It should be extremely rare if it ever happens.
Yeah, but it happened, like, 5 or 6 times within these chapters. And it's like, but yeah, every time he finds somebody stronger than them, he's like, oh, you think you can shit on me? Well, theoretically, it seems like they should. But, like, they're not, because of whatever reason that's popping out. And, like...
you know what it is?
What?
I feel like he just really... The merger between the Dragon Soul body forging art and the 9-star Hegemon body art, it just didn't... It didn't hit, but it felt like there was so much potential that could have been excavated there, because I feel like there were so many things that was, like, linked. It was, like, 7 stars. The, the Dragon Soul body forging art,
yeah.
It had 7... what's it called? Stages, what was it? Ki, blood, bones, mind,
body.
No, it was mind, and then
will.
It was mind, will, soul, and spirit.
Yeah.
So I was like, oh, maybe he'll do something where it's like attached with the stars or something. Like the runes, because obviously he was talking about those dragon runes. So I was like, oh, maybe the runes get imprinted onto, which they kind of did.
Yeah.
And then he had his, and then he said, and then the dragon senior was like, oh, it's unfinished because you don't have your talents.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, okay, so he's gonna get his talents, and then they're gonna finish the merger. But then they never mentioned it again, the merger. They just kind of mentioned the dragon eggs that are like in his blood.
Yep.
But that's it. We didn't hear about any more merging of the stars. Or...
Yeah, bro. I feel like a lot of it too is that they just leave power-ups, like, when they're not important. The author stops talking about them. And I think the author should at least, like, mention that, like, oh, like, he can't further upgrade because of X reason. But instead what the author does is that whenever there's a random good moment of blessed fortune, he's like, oh, all of a sudden I can increase my dragon power, and then we're like, oh, where was that? And then they'll throw a random paragraph and they're like, oh, it was lying dormant because I didn't know what to do after the dragon senior went quiet, and it's like I wish they would have said that when that happened, so then I'd be like, oh, like
it's finally awakening.
Yeah, something in the background instead of just like, oh, here it is, it pops up, you know. It's like just like.
Oh, and there was another thing that popped up that I saw in the comments. They're like, oh, we haven't heard this in a while. The fate lines.
Yeah,
that came out of nowhere. People were like, why?
He can just see these all the time.
Yeah,
like that's bull because he's always letting people escape.
And also, he couldn't see them in the past, or he could. But what's his face taught him the Eastern Way spell.
Yeah.
And then he never looked at it again, and then now he can look at it again.
I don't know if it's like the burnout or something, but the author's just been pulling stuff, bro. And like he'll drop in like a lore bite like every 30 chapters to keep us interested.
Yeah,
and you know what? You're losing me, buddy.
You are, because when you running into that dead 9-star was cool.
Yeah.
Because it was a Sage King 9-star, and you could tell he killed the monster on that ghost ship. Mm-hmm. And it was something crazy, because even with his 9-star power, like, his fist was black, and the guy's body was starlight.
Yeah.
I was like, that's kind of crazy. I don't remember if they mentioned what power it was.
No, I don't remember either.
I don't remember either, but all I know is that was it.
I think it was from the Nether Emperor. Or no, the Ghost Emperor.
It was on the ghost ship. I don't know if it was a monster related to the Ghost Emperor.
I think he says something about the Ghost Emperor because he said the Sage King like sacrificed his life to stop
this. Oh, I think it's from. Okay, so I think it is related to the Ghost Emperor, like a Ghost Emperor mark.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, exactly.
It could have been a marked creature that was like, okay, you're not allowed to be part of it.
And like just most of the power scaling throughout this was so trash. Like I want to talk about the Fang Yu lady. Is that her name?
Yeah.
Fang Yu.
Oh, that went wild.
So first off, she was fighting the Desolate Beast era, the 2 monkeys, right?
Yeah.
And she was fighting them 2 versus 1. One of her, 2 of the monkeys, right? She was a 6-star Doyen at the time we found out. Then she gets this super crazy power up from her primordial bloodline. That should
Phoenix bloodline.
Yeah, Phoenix bloodline should upgrade her up the wazoo. Alright, I was thinking she hit at least 8 stars. We found out later she only hit 7 stars. Okay? Fine. Whatever. That's a big increase. Sort of, kind of, not really. Alright, and so we get there, and then we get to the esoteric spirit world. Like, they're about to join the fantasy world or whatever it's called. Yeah. And they're getting there, and then the mixed beast race is fighting the Desolate Beast era race. And we find out the monkeys were actually 7-star Doyens the whole time.
Oh yeah.
Or at least one of them was, and the other one was like less than that. Maybe he was a 6-star Doyen. But how was it? No, yeah, he was a 6-star Doyen. So how was it that she was fighting off 2 of them? Well, one was a 7-star, one was a 6-star, and she was a 6-star at the time. And now that she's a 7-star, she's not able to even beat one of them. It didn't make sense.
Oh, I didn't even realize
right?
that.
I saw that and I was like, what happened here? You know, like maybe they're like the king guy that showed up at the end wasn't there in the original, but like it seemed like they were the leaders.
No, they were the same people.
Yeah,
and so yeah, it doesn't make sense because they originally go there in the first fight, right?
Yeah.
With Longshan,
because
they had just fought the corrupt path.
The corrupt path, yeah.
Which also made a random ass appearance for the first time in how many chapters?
2000s.
Yeah.
I think it was like 1500 chapters.
So they fought the corrupt path, and then they fight the monkeys right after. So she's even weak.
Yeah.
She's even weak in this state that she's not even at full power.
Yep.
So it doesn't make sense because you can say like, oh, they're holding back. Like, why would they hold back? Why would they not just kill her?
Yeah.
Because their whole point was them to go kill people, and as the next leader of the mixed beast race, dealing a big blow to them is to kill their leader.
Yep. That whole thing was trash. What else was just that mixed beast race was arc was kind of like you said it was kind of whack. Like, I think some of it was
whack because we've seen it with like
so many.
It was the same thing. Yeah. Like it was like when he came to the school.
Yeah.
It was cool at first when he went to the school because it was like slowly building.
It's just an immortal arc. Yeah. It started the immortal arc. Yeah.
And then, but after it's like, I don't need to see it again.
I think what's fun is I like the beginning of that stuff, but it depends how long it lasts.
Oh yeah,
you know.
Okay, I can see what you mean. Yeah.
And also like, I guess some of the reactions to like, sometimes they'll say like Longchamp was like he's scheming or he'll be sly or whatever, but he hasn't really done that since the Immortal World, and like when he does do it, like this time it was just so long, and they were just describing him in a way that made it seem like he was just so weak, I guess, you know? And some of the fights that happened made him kind of seem that way, too. And he was just, like, the power scaling more, he was, like, one-shotting with his face slaps. 6-star Doyens and Saints. But yet, like, he, like, was fighting 7-star Doyens and, like, he could barely fight them off. It's like, what's happening here? I don't understand. It was really tough for me, bro. It was really tough. What more shit do you have to say? Because we can go on.
So what's the other thing? I was trying to remember. Oh, well, let's just say the Nether Dragon.
Tianzao.
Yeah, that, honestly, the fact that we read their first battle and he came back literally at the end.
The last couple chapters.
In the same sitting of our reading.
Yeah.
He was a 1-star. He comes back. Is a 9-star Doyen with the.
He was a 3-star at the beginning.
Oh yeah, he was 3s.
Yeah.
So we already saw him get his ass beat.
Yep.
And then usually, like, if they get away, they should come back later. Like,
Yeah.
with Long Island Ocean, the only reason he came back earlier is because we saw him again and again. So
Yeah.
I don't want to wait. Because he got away the first time in the Immortal World.
Mm-hmm.
Or in the Mortal World.
Yes.
And we didn't see him for a long time after that. So that was fine.
Mm-hmm.
And then when he got away again, which was still annoying, we saw him pretty shortly out, because it was from when they found the Earth Cauldron to the Sage King battle. So it wasn't that long.
Yeah.
But now, Nether Tianzo, this is our second time seeing him. And he still got his ass beat. He also, we met him, super strong, beat him up, and we're about to beat him up again. Because he got away again, and he's like, I'll be back! And I was like, no way you're gonna be back.
And usually when that happens, like in the Mortal World, this happened way more. They would show up in the next arc. Here, it took like 4 or 5 arcs to get back to Nether Dragon Tianzao again. And
because they had mini arcs.
Yeah, a bunch of mini arcs. And then, like, he gets there, and then it's like, what? Like, he's a 9-star Awakened, and then he kind of, we haven't really seen the battle that well, but, like, it seems like he feels weaker than when he was a 3-star, even though he's a 9-star. Like, not he himself is weaker, but, like, Longchamp outpaced his growth. But yet, Longchamp is fighting 7-star people, and it's almost a draw.
Yes, that's why it didn't make sense.
So how is he almost drawing with a 7-star monkey? Remember that monkey guy?
Yes.
That's fighting? He
didn't draw. He pretty much he technically lost. Like with just the dragon power.
Yeah.
And then they explained it. It was like, you have little dragon power. I was like, little dragon power.
Yeah. I think it kind of made sense because it was like a Mortal King dragon power.
Yeah,
so
but
I was upgraded.
I was looking at it like it's golden. He's at the golden dragon skill now. What's the issue?
Yeah. And then and then he used Split the Heavens, and then he like kind of won, right? But it seemed like he barely won that fight against the monkey. Now,
yeah, it did.
Now he's fighting a 9-star Doyen, and they always say, first off, the power ranking between 7 and 8 stars, and for Doyens, is literally the heaven and the earth. If you're an 8-star Doyen, a 7-star Doyen is barely fit to hold your shoes. You know, so how is it that he's barely drawing with the 7-star Doyen, but then 20 chapters later, he's fighting a 9-star Doyen? And he's supposed to win, because there's no way he loses. So...
Yeah, because also... And he didn't just win. They wiped out the whole race.
The Layer race?
No. At the end, the Nether Dragon. Oh, because did you read yesterday?
I didn't read yesterday.
Okay, so what happened was.
You just spoiled me. I don't care. I do not care.
What happened was. So he brought out Holinger and Leylinger.
Yeah.
Oh, actually, nah, because he technically didn't win.
He didn't win?
He technically, I think if it was 1-on-1, he would have lost.
He's so trash.
So he brought out Leylinger to beat him.
You know, I saw that because I was looking at the chapters right before we started, just to see
Yeah,
like where we stopped.
I said Leilinger versus Nether Dragon.
I saw that and I was like, come on, bro. Now your summonings have to fight for you. I like when the summonings add the pizzazz. They shouldn't be stronger than you.
Yeah, and because he said like, oh, Leilinger's a spirit born from heaven and lightning.
Oh yeah.
So so technically she shouldn't be willing to submit to anyone, and like conventional thinking is like Longchen shouldn't have let her grow stronger than him.
Yeah.
But obviously she is.
Yeah.
So like they really confirmed it because she's a saint.
Yeah.
Like technically like realm, she's a saint.
She's at the saint realm.
Yeah.
Oh wow. Okay. Didn't know that.
Or it's Saint Lightning.
Yeah, she has saint level divine lightning. I remember heavenly.
But I think that's like technically makes her like in the saint realm.
Okay. It was just some trash. And don't get me wrong, guys. I love summonings, and I think it's okay for summonings to be stronger than the summoner. Like usually that's like their big thing for summoners. They summon a summoning that fights for them. But that's not the case for Longchen.
Longchen's not a summoner.
He's like he has summonings that help him. Like they're more for like crowd control, to be honest. They're like AoE people.
No, but he used it 1v1. And then they were used to eliminate they killed all the elites.
Yeah.
So he was so Nether Dragon Counts was the only Nether Dragon.
Left?
Yeah. Like elite left, like from the young.
Okay. So he killed everybody else. From all 872 descent branches.
Yeah, with Holinger's World Flame Lotus. And it was funny because like most of them were like, oh yeah, he's a bunch of 7-star Doyen subordinates. I was like, wasn't he like struggling with them like 20 chapters?
I can't believe they did that, bro.
I mean, it makes sense like with Leilinger, Holinger doing it, but it was just like, that's not why I started reading. I didn't read 9-star to see Lowlinger and Halinger do all the damage.
And I like when they're strong, but like, it should be like...
Longchen's fighting Nether Dragon Council and they're...
Exactly, yeah. And they're destroying the riffraff.
Yeah.
And not like he literally has to sit back and can't do anything because his summonings have to do the work because he's trash.
Yeah. The only funny thing is that... Might have made you mad because in the chapter, Leilinger versus Nether Dragon Council, they were fighting and he was sitting back and he was eating snacks watching the fight.
Oh my god, that actually is pretty funny.
And that pissed Nether Dragon Council. I was just like, God damn it, why is he just sitting there eating?
Oh my god. But yeah, Longchen has been slacking on us. What else is there? Anything cool lore drops? Oh, we find out the Heaven Cauldron is awake.
Oh yeah.
I think my assumption is in the actual 9th heaven, waiting for
Yeah, probably somewhere.
Yeah. We also find out that the guy or woman, I don't remember, who talks to... I think it's a woman who talks to Longchen when he goes unconscious. Was it a guy?
Yeah, it was the 9-star guy.
Yeah, the 9-star guy.
All 9 stars are men.
Yeah, the 9-star guide, he is in the 9th heaven as well. We find out.
And they need help.
So
that's where all the 9 stars are. They're in the 9th heaven.
And honestly, at the 9th heaven...
That doesn't make sense. Though.
Divine Brahma better be there.
No, he has to be.
He has to be.
But all the 9 stars being in the 9th heaven doesn't make sense at all.
Why?
Because they said they have 9 mirrors, right?
Yeah.
To encompass 9 heavens and 10 earths.
Yeah.
So why are 8 of the mirrors focused in the 9th heaven?
You already know it's because the 9th heaven is 3 million times the size of all the other heavens combined.
I don't like that.
Me either, bro. I don't like it
been
either.
For each heaven, there should have been 9 stars. Yeah.
I agree with you. But you know that's what they're going to do. It's the biggest heaven because that's why it has such a great primal chaos density because it's so large. Blah, 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 blah. And that's why there's so many Saint King cabbages and whatever levels above... the level above
Sovereign is clearly the peak.
So I think right before Sovereign, we're gonna get some Monarch level or something.
Well, it's probably Emperor.
Yeah.
Because they called it Human Emperor.
Yeah.
So it's probably the stage.
Right above
it's probably like Heavenly Emperor.
Yeah.
But they called it Human Emperor because they were human.
Yeah.
And then Dragon Emperor. So it's like Heavenly Emperor stage, and then whatever race you are, your race Emperor.
Yeah. So we'll probably get we get the Emperor stage after this, and then they're gonna be in the 9th heaven. They'll be the overlords. And then for some reason or another, when they outside of the 9 heavens and 10 lands, there's like that dark area where it's just like the young thing, and
and then there's the 4 whatever mysterious creatures that they're raising using the Dragon Sovereign's energy.
Yeah, I just think the Human Emperor level or the Emperor level, just don't cabbage it. We might be able to save it.
We should 100%. I hope they save it.
I don't know if they will, to be honest.
They have to save it. There's only, well, they call them the 5 Human Emperor dynasties. Doesn't mean there's only 5.
I assume there's only 5.
But they should be like, no.
Like the leader is the emperor, and that's it. Everybody else below him is like a Sage King max.
No. They're probably the strongest. That's why they were the 5.
So you're telling me we're gonna have a couple more stages of cabbage?
I'm telling because we have Sage King, like that's the Eternal Realm.
Yeah.
And then there's the next realm, I think is the Emperor Realm.
Yeah, me too. But you think there's gonna be cabbages in there or no? I think
the Emperor Realm?
Yeah, I think there can be.
I think yes. I think it'll be cabbages like a sub-save cabbages.
Okay.
Like we're gonna have like 5th stage, 6th stage, 7th stage, 8th stage, 9th stage.
I just don't want any more like, you know when Divine Venerate was this crazy thing, right?
Yeah.
And then we find out all of a sudden there's a bunch of cabbage Divine Venerates because like they got there like late and so that means they're weak and like they're like declining, their blood please low or whatever. All these reasons why like there's cabbages for Heaven Venerates.
Oh, that was...
I think there should become a stage where it doesn't matter how old you are if your blood please declining. For honestly, that shouldn't even happen at the eternal level anymore because you're literally eternal. You should not decline ever in your life.
Actually, they did cap on us about Eternal, though.
Yeah.
Because they said the Undying Realm.
Yeah.
And I was like, wait a minute, what's the Undying Realm? And that's... So whatever, it's going to be Sage King. So Eternal Realm is Eternal Saint Sage King.
Yeah.
And then there's this random Undying Realm that they mentioned.
Yeah.
And then probably Emperor. Because they were like, this is the Undying Realm. I was like... I thought Eternal was already undying, technically.
Yeah, they said the only way you can die as an Eternal or use up your energy was like if you overdraft yourself. Then you can use up your like longevity.
Yeah.
Which doesn't make sense because if you're Eternal, you shouldn't have a longevity to speak of.
Honestly, Undying should be Sage King.
Yeah.
Because with the way they described Eternal and Saint,
yeah.
So Eternal is like your body and Saint is your soul.
Yeah.
So I was like, oh, that makes sense.
Yeah.
So it's like you become your body becomes eternal, and then you use your body to form your eternal body to form your eternal soul.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, then maybe it's probably like you mix them together to become a Sage King.
Yeah.
Which is why I was like, that would make sense if that was Undying.
Yeah.
But it's not.
Yeah, bro.
And then another thing is, I hate that we don't really know how Divine Venerate really works still.
Yeah, we don't. We're about to become it.
Because we know too many stages in advance. I don't like that.
I agree with you. Usually, I like hearing about the new stages, but it should be like.
I should be hearing about it, but I shouldn't be seeing it. Like
yeah.
That. Like we shouldn't have met a Sage King yet when you're not a Divine Venerate.
I think once you hit a Mortal Realm, they springboarded the levels too much. Like before, he was not comfortably, like he could fight a stage above, and like he could fight the elders from the stage above, but not 2 stages above.
Because if he could have been fighting the stages above like he does now, he should have never lost in the Mortal Realm.
Ever. Yeah.
Because like when he was everyone was heaven merging.
Yeah.
So when he was heaven merging, and a 13th state, because no one else can reach 13 except for him.
Yeah.
That means he should have been literally invincible. Like, no one should have been able to stop him at all. Like, that is the whole point of being 9-star.
Yeah, bro. That's what I'm saying. Like, now he is so Mortal Realm, and everybody is, like, fighting 2 entire cultivation levels above. And it's like, oh, it's because all these heavenly geniuses that were frozen in time for all this time are all coming out. I don't want to hear it anymore, bro. We've heard that excuse like 87 times.
We're going to keep hearing
How many, like...
Well, we're hearing it again with the dragons.
Yeah.
So a lot of monstrous dragons just came out. And honestly, you know what's crazy?
What?
The white dragon race, how did they have the power to purify everyone's bloodline?
Yeah, that was crazy. And
I
they
was
haven't used it.
What? How have you guys not been ransacked?
Yeah, true. True.
Especially, and you know what really annoyed me? It was like, they said they lean toward the good side, so kindness and virtue, but they get bullied a lot.
Mm-hmm.
So I was like, what? You're dragons.
Yeah, bro.
Dragons, it doesn't matter if you lean towards good. I feel like it should be like, guys, we play Baldur's Gate. You know, so I'm a noble dragon.
Okay, yeah, that's true.
You know,
Duskwing?
Solaris Dawnwing.
Solaris Dawnwing, yeah.
Epic. I'd be the main character, but I don't know.
Okay. Just because you respect it, you started hitting crazy AoE. Alright.
But like, if your alignment's toward the good, it should be righteousness.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like I don't like when they say good. Like for dragons,
like pacifist good.
Yeah, and or kindness good is just like, oh, like we let people step over. It's like you're a dragon.
I think that's one other thing I had. I think I hate in novels, and not I hate like, oh, this is horrible writing. I like hate because I want to see more of them. Is that like, I feel like dragons are always so rare, and I always want to see more. And I'm like, where's the next dragon? But I feel like here, they overdid it. Like now there's just dragons. Like there's dragon cabbages. Like there's fodder dragons. But like everyone like
I don't want to hear fodder dragons.
I don't like that. And now there's like. And, like, I guess you just told me that, like, he just wiped out the Nether Dragon race, basically, the young generation. And, like, Nether Dragons technically aren't dragons, because they're split off.
They're trader dragons.
Trader dragons, but, like, the fact that he, like, wiped off a race, that means he could wipe off, like, the White Dragon race, for example. And, like, they're supposed to be dragons, you know? Like, I understand they're supposed to be young dragons, but damn, like, trillions of them? I can't do that.
Yeah, the part that I was getting to was that, so at the White Dragon ancestral scale, everyone goes there for healing.
Yeah.
And so when they got there,
the White Dragon race,
the other dragons were like, they asked them to move because like, oh, it's our ancestral scale. But everyone was like, we don't care.
Yeah.
And they're like, they were getting irritated, but like they were not supposed to blow up. And Long Chen was like.
Yeah, exactly.
And then they all moved, and they're like, "Wow, look what our kindness got us." I'm like, yeah, "You're a dragon. You're not supposed to be
like let people walk all over."
Yes, like you're. It should be a nobility disposition, not a kindness disposition. Yeah. Dragons, you know, I mean, obviously they can be kind, but they're not. Dragons are known for like their tempers or whatever.
Brutality.
Or the reverse scale.
Yeah.
It's like, come on. White Dragon race should be a noble race, not a kind race. But yeah, not like the spirit race. That's different.
But yeah, guys, that was pretty much nice there. A bunch of doo-doo. 150 chapters of doo-doo. We find out the Primal Chaos. We already knew his name, but now we get it for certain. The dragon that Long Chen has is the Primal Chaos.
Dragon Sovereign.
Dragon Sovereign.
And the reason why people betray is they think he's dead.
Yeah, because he's dead, yep.
Well, they think he's dead. He's not dead.
Yeah, they think he's dead. Other than that,
there's a sovereign dragon scale that they're trying to get.
Yeah.
And apparently there's a big secret.
Yeah.
They purified Long Chen's dragon. Which we did find out. So apparently, this is another cool lore drop.
Mm-hmm.
Is that dragons are... this is why dragons have to leave, like break away from the 9 heavens.
Yeah.
Because they're... innately restricted by the 9 heavens and 10 earth. Like when Long Chen's runes popped up, chains appeared on it.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, that's kind of cool.
Yeah.
And like now he broke the chains. That White Dragon did.
Yeah.
So I was like, oh, that's an interesting. That's like a cool thing.
Yeah.
Like, oh, okay, that's an interesting rule that they have.
Yeah. But yeah, that was pretty much it. You know what's gonna save us though?
What?
Next week's reads.
Oh. Because we're back.
Beyond the Timescape.
Yes!
Next 50 chapters.
Oh, yeah.
Honestly, it's 460 to 510, I believe.
It's at 515 right now. So, if 510 doesn't end right...
Guys, let's see where it is. I'm already... Let's see. 460. They're at 516.
We'll see. We'll see.
Well, we'll go through whatever. Should we just do 50 chapters or should we just go through whatever?
Well, we'll see where it ends on 510. Like, if it ends, like, properly,
okay,
we'll stop. But if it's like, oh, it's about to end in the next few chapters, okay.
Alright. So, guys, read until 510. If it seems like in the middle of a sign, just keep reading. Because we're reading.
Because we're not letting that go.
No, we're not. So, we'll have a good week next week.
Yes. Guaranteed. I am so hyped. because it left off on the craziest.
Guys, you read the first 5 chapters because once we do this podcast, we already finished like 9-star like before this starts. So sometimes like the day of the 9-star podcast, which are usually the Mondays, we'll start reading the next week's because we wait until Monday to start reading the new ones. And let's just say the first 5 chapters like are already good. It's like a battle of godly proportions. That's all I gotta say.
Oh man,
it was insane.
I can't wait.
It was insane, bro. You read it, right? You know what I'm talking about?
Yes, I know exactly what you're talking about.
But alright, guys, this has been episode 53 of Lighting All Things Podcast. This has been Adam Mar.
You scammer.
Peace.
Out.